Hi all, good evening. So today is our special class and our last class for your AWS. So tomorrow means from Monday onwards, inshallah, we will be starting with our Azure. And inshallah, just go through the roadmap and let me know if we have missed any topic. Then we will cover. I will cover all the topics also, remaining topics. As I think I missed few topics which I will be covering today. Okay. The first topic is nothing but uh, the spot instance. About, let me share my screen. So let me connect to my AWS console. So here I want to cover, I may think I have missed a topic called as a spot instance. So what is the advantages of the spot instance and the instance which we are creating till now? So the instance which we are creating till now, it's an on-demand instance. On-demand instance, it will be expensive, whereas separate EC2 instance has been created, a separate EC2 instance has been provided to you, and the entirely it will be costable uh, to your AWS account. But there is a one more option for my testing purpose, like for my production and for my production environment. I can use an on-demand EC2 instance. But for example, for example, I want to use some. I want to run some code, so I want to do some testing. Let me take for 1 hour or 2 hour, 1 hour for 3 hours, or for 1 day or 2 day or for 3 day. I want to keep the server on, and with a minimum configuration, I want to uh, before deploying my application to a production environment, I want to test some environments. I want to do some testings on a particular lab. Like for example, let me take. I want to create an auto scaling group, and I want to test my application on auto scaling. So directly going and creating an on-demand EC2 instance and performing an auto scaling task, it will be very much expensive. Whereas I am utilizing an high instance type, so the cost will be high. So in this case, what we will do is we will be using a spot instance, which will be an terminated instances, or which will be an free instance in the particular region. Like assume that, for example, EC2 so AWS data center has one server, mm, one host server where all the servers has been utilized in a rack. All the servers are utilized, and only each server contains some 2 GB of your free space in your RAM memory. Then you are also requesting a 2 GB of a RAM memory for your EC2 instance. So that 2 GB RAM will be allocated to you, and from another rack the CPU is free, and from another rack the CPU will be allocated. So like that, from different racks, the different instance types will be assigned to you. So that is called as a spot instance, which will be reduced to around more than 70 to 90% of your actual cost. So that we will see the spot instance, and that we need to request it. So it will, based upon your request, it will check, and it will provide you the EC2 instance. So in the left column, you go for EC2, and in the left column you can see the spot request. Go for spot request here. So few days back, I think a day ago, yesterday, I have created an request which has been cancelled. So why it was cancelled, I don't know, but I need to check. The status is cancelled. So that need to be approved, then only it will be allocated. This is purely depends upon the AWS requirement. It was cancelled. View details. Terminate. So it has been terminated, not cancelled. It has been terminated. Okay, why? Because I have selected some small duration only. Okay, let us see. Create a Spot EC2 instance. So manually configure the launch parameters, or you can use a template by using, if you have a default templates, I can use a default template here. So manually configure a launch parameter. So here you need to select the AMI type. So what will be my AMI type? So here Amazon Linux L2 with SQL Server standard edition has been provided. So I don't want to go with that. So I want to select a Windows 2016 core based or like base AMI. And here I will be selecting as a web server. Okay, as a sorry, my Windows key as a Windows as a key pair, and additional launch parameters where I need to select launch and EBS in optimized instance or attach a launch. Like we need to select a drives. So what the drive you want and what is the size of your drive you can select. So EBS volumes we can select. You can select a number of volumes, and you can also select your monitoring parameters. So either CloudWatch need to be allowed or not, as and you need to select your default security groups. So this everything you need to select. So whether you auto assigned IPv public IP, so you need an enable and public IP or not. So everything you can select here. Like yesterday we have selected an IMA instance profile for updating or into SSM system manager. So here you can also select that profile, and if you have any data content you can paste here. So everything you can do, you can select all the things, attach and launch. So attach all this and launch the EC2 instance. You can select this, but right now I'm not doing anything. So just for the additional purpose, and here you can the default, see, keep the request valid for now for 1 year. So by default it will select for your 1 year. So you need to untick this one, so that you need to load an IMA felt roles. So you need to specify a role over here. So how you can before creating a before uh, adding a request, you need to create one role. Like we have created an role for demo SSM SC SSM EC2. So in the same fashion, we need to create another role called as Spot Instance. I have created a role for a Spot Instance. We will see how we will be creating a Spot Instance role. Okay. Go for IAM. If you can go for the roles. See, I have selected two roles in this. So last yesterday, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, I have created this role. Amazon EC2 Spot Field Tagging Role. So how you can create this? So simply, you need not to do anything. Say create role, select an AWS service. Here you select an EC2. So automatically you can see some options here. So EC2 role for AWS System Manager, EC2 Spot felt role, and EC2 Spot felt auto scaling and felt tagging, Spot instance and Spot filled and schedule instance. So here, so tagging means allow EC2 to launch Spot instance and attach the tag to launch instance on your behalf. So I will use this role. Okay. So I will select this role, or else you can use allow EC2 Spot field to request and terminate the stop instance on your behalf. So termination also will be allowed in this. So whether you can choose this one or this one, anything is possible. So I am choosing as Spot field role. So why? Because I need to terminate also. So here in this only the tags will be get added, but here we can use the terminate option also. Say next. See, by default it has been selected an Amazon EC2 Spot field tagging role. So this is a role which has been managed by AWS managed. So we are not creating any permissions over here. So select next. So I am using an demo Spot instance. So Spot instance majorly we use for testing purposes. Say create a role. So I need to go again. Why? Because that just now I created a role, it will not reflect here. I need to refresh this. So again, I will go for Spot request. So and I create a Spot field role. So here I will select a Windows based AMI. So I will remove this option. Then here I need to select now demo Spot instance role. Okay. And duration you can see it's showing me for the 1 year. So I will change it to so it's 22:30. So request valid. Okay, let me take as 23 for 1 hour. Let me keep that for 1 hour. Okay. For 1 hour, I am using this EC2 instance. So if this need to be traffic need to be load balancer, terminate the instance when the request is expired. So after the request expire, automatically it will terminate my EC2 instance. So here load balancing. So if you have a load balancing, you can create a load balancing, and you can also mention the capacity, how many EC2 instances you want. So currently I am using as a 1. So you can mention 1 to 100 as much as you want. So maintain target capacity, automatically replace the instance. Spot instance means interrupted spot instance. If any issue with any of the spot instance, automatically it will replace your EC2 instance during the time. Set maximum cost for spot instance. So the cost will be associated here. And next it will show you the network VPC, which VPC you need to specify. And as an availability zone, I am not selecting any availability zone, or else you can also choose your specific availability zone or subnet where you need to create your spot instance. So now your instance type requirement. So by defaultly you can specify, if you want to specify minimum requirement, then you can specify like I need a minimum of 2 core of processor, maximum of 4. Okay. And I minimum I require 16 GB of RAM memory and maximum of 32, or else like I can use as 8 GB or 4 GB of RAM memory, and maximum up to 32 GB. Okay. If you don't want to specify anything, you specify no minimum. So here additional instance attributes, if you have any additional instance attribute like memory, CPU, or anything like local storage, you want to add a local storage disk, or anything like network interface, you want to add a new network interface, that you can specify here. So now preview the matching instance type. So or else you can select, like we have selected 4, and the matching instance type is 4, and here C5.xlarge. So it shows you that I am mentioning as, so the CPU as 2 and maximum as 4. So it will be selecting as maximum, and memory as 4 and maximum memory of 32 GB. So it shows you the matching instance type, or else you can select from here also. I will keep it like this only. I won't select anything. So now see, you can see the price capacity optimization. It's a recommended, like you are charging around 0.2.2202 per hour at targeted capacity. So you are saving at least 46% compared to our on demand. You can see you have 128 matches instance type in a 7 availability zones are found. So one instance only, and you are using a 46% of your capacity, means 46% of cost will be get reduced. So when you go and purchase this one, so let me say launch. My request is submitted. Let's wait for some time. Yes. See, I got an instance which is ready now. I got instance ID. So the request is fulfilled. So status is fulfilled. So it's one time. A few seconds ago. So here I got my EC2 instance. So this is my description, the same thing. So see here, you got this instance. Two instance, I will stop this. So it's taking some time. Okay, let's wait for that. So here he does not provide all the information, just it has provided you the availability zone and instance ID and created time and key pair and all. So this the request ID, it has been provided to you, and you have one more option called as saving plan. So there is a one more option for your saving plan and reserve instance and dedicated host and capacity 0. So if you go for the instances, you have lot. As we have already seen the instances from where from where we can see the instances, and here we can go and verify the instance type. What is the type we need to select based upon like core processors and all we can select, and here we can use a launch template. And spot instance, spot request is nothing but a request for requesting a spot instance, which will be provided at very low cost and with for the testing purpose. And you have one more plan called as saving plan. So what is a saving plan? You can see here, compute saving plan provides the most flexible and help to reduce the cost up to 66%. This plan automatically applies to EC2 instance using the uh, zones and regions, fragment usage, lambda usage for duration provision, concurrent and provision durations. So this actually this saving plan is mostly used for EC2 instance where we are using a lambda functions. It's a serverless saving plan. So if you are using a serverless environment, you can use this saving plan. So directly it will be assigned to your EC2 instances. And you have reserved instance. So reserved instance is nothing but a EC2 instance is reserved for you. So like if you want to go for the purchase reserved instance, so let me take a platform like I want to purchase a yes Windows server with uh, let me take a default offering class, anything with an instance type of let me take around T3 small. Okay, and term is nothing but it's 1 month to 12 months. So say search. So it's nothing but have. So upfront cost for the price is $268 will be provided. This is an upfront cost for your 12 months. Me monthly recurring cost is $24. Okay, cancel this one. Let me select anything. Say search. I'm keeping everything as a default. If I go and say this as hourly rate, upfront cost is 62.53. When I click on add, so total due now I need to pay the amount $63 at right away. So it will be charged on my billing itself. So here the term is for 12 months. Okay. So like this, you can reserve one EC2 instance to you. But if you take the reservation of EC2 instance, you have purchased EC2 instance. After some time, you feel that that is not sufficient for you, and that is not you need to terminate it. If you terminate that EC2 instance within 12 hours, then also you need to pay the cost. If you are purchase means purchase done. So you have purchased an agreement with an AWS saying that I am going to use this server for next 12 months. So till 12 months you have paid. So now if you terminate it and after that you come and say that no, I used for 1 month only, after that I terminated, AWS will not listen for that. But because you have purchased with a term called as 12 months, then you are going to pay the amount for 12 months. Okay, it's a fixed purchase. So yeah, it has been reserved. So dedicated host means uh, a a server box on which you can place multiple instances. So allocate a dedicated host is nothing but instance family. I can choose with any of the instance family like C3. Okay. So instance type, I will be using C3 large, C3, C32, C3X large, anything I can use. So I'm using C3 instance type large. So a separate host, I will be creating it. Okay. Sorry, separate host is nothing but a separate dedicated server box to you. So they will create a dedicated server box to you. Based upon that, like so dedicated host is nothing but a separate physical or server box where only your applications are your services are running. So capacity reservation. So what is a capacity reservation? It will reserve your capacity. Capacity means what? Your RAM memory or which are your CPU memory, which will be having an like instance type. I will be selecting as, let me say, uh, M3. P3. So platform total capacity. So you need to reserve how much capacity of EC2 instance you want, and uh, capacity reservation start immediately you want a reservation, or capacity reservation end specific time. So you need to mention the time. So till what time you want a reservation of the capacity number of EC2 instances. So here you are reserving your capacity, saying that I need this much of create on demand capacity reservation. It's nothing but you are saying that I want these many instances in this region and in this zone with this much of capacity for this much of time. For example, I want 10 EC2 servers, 10 EC2 instances in with a platform of Windows or Linux, and in this availability zone with a default uh, uh, configuration, I want to run some configuration for particular time. So here I am using a capacity reservations. So here you have one doubt, like what is the difference between the spot request and capacity reservation? Both are doing the same job, but here the charges will be get changed. Only the capacity reservation will have huge charge. Why? Because you are reserving your capacity, but here you are not reserving your capacity in a spot instance. You are not reserving your capacity. So the EC2 instance which has been created with a tool called as capacity reservation, so it has been reserved for you to for a particular duration of time. But here spot request, you can plan or you can change any time, and you can, like if I can go and you can cancel the request also. So directly you can cancel the request, but here in a capacity reservation you cannot cancel it. So once you have purchased, then purchase, but here you are not able, you are not allowed to cancel the reservation. Okay, so but here in a spot request, it's only a request. You can go and you can cancel the request, that so that immediately your EC2 instance will be get terminated. Okay, this is a differences between the spot request and capacity reservation. Both are the same, but the only the difference is you can allowed for spot registration, you are allowed for your cancellation, but in a capacity reservation you are not allowed. Then you should use that EC2 instance for that many time. Okay, so now my EC2 the instance which has been requested from a spot, it's ready now. I can go here and I can connect it. So go for RDP. Get password. Okay, web01. Okay, I have used some different. Copy this.
Download the remote desk file.
Okay, now my EC2 instance is ready, and this is a Spot EC2 instance, okay, which I have requested for a particular time. Okay, after that it will be get terminated. Okay, got it. See, got it. Can anyone tell why I got this instance type? Can anyone answer? Yes, I have requested, but why I got this only? I can get some other instance type also, right? Memory is 4 GB and virtual core is 2. So I have requested as 2 virtual core, and the starting memory. What would be a starting memory? My request type, go to the request type here. See my request here. See, minimum capacity of 2 CPU and memory with a minimum of 4 GB. So here, this is an instance type which has been provided to me with a 2-core CPU. It's a minimum and minimum of my memory. And another thing is nothing but this is a free tier eligible. So free tier, it's eligible in a free tier. So you need not to like the free tier have a limited instance types. So this is eligible in your free type. So that's the reason they have provided this as a memory. So if I mention as virtual core as 1, then I used to get a T3 micro or T3 medium. This will be an instance type which I used to get. So okay, got it. No response. Is my voice is audible? Okay, fine. Okay, this is nothing but your Spot instances. Now we will move on to another thing called as access analyzer. So what is an access analyzer? So it analyzes your type of access, which type of access do you have. Like you can go for the access analyzer, and here you can create your access analyzer with multiple types. So yeah, just now I created an access analyzer for my S3 bucket. So it has been accessed. It has been provided me an access analyzer finding. So access with within the organization. So internal organization, like 250 times my bucket has been accessed. So bucket policy has been read for this many times. So it shows me that who has accessed this one, principal owner, and shared through bucket policy and resource owner account. So I have only accessed this one. So that's the reason if you want to access archive this incident, so intent access, if the access is indent such as access necessary for business purpose, you can archive the finding. This lets you focus on findings that are related to potential security risk. So if there is any security risk or security access, that will be configured here. So what you need to do is nothing but you need to go for the resource analyzer, and in the resource analyzer you need to create one analyzer option. So there are multiple options, like resource analyzer for external access, means the users those who are accessing your AWS resources from external, are the resources which has been accessed internal, are the resources which are unused access, means if I want to see that, like there are multiple, I have created some services, I have created my database, I have created my S3 buckets, but I want to find that how many users are not accessing a particular uh, S3 bucket. So I have created a S3 bucket, but that S3 bucket is not accessed from a long time. So that these analyzers scan IMA users and roles within your account. So it will access, it will scan your how many users are accessing your bucket and everything. So unused access means the access which has been not used from that particular time, means from 90 days, from last 90 days, if any services, if my bucket is not accessed, I can remove that bucket. Let us take in a different way, saying that uh, my company has instructed me saying that Farooq, you need to clear as many as what is you need to reduce the cost on our AWS. So what are the steps I need to take? First of all, uh, I need to get the data, means what what exactly the cost is, where the cost is utilized, and on which point I need to target. So for that I need to go and see my cost management or billing option. So if I have a billing option, I have a billing rights, then I can go and I can check my AWS billing access, so that they can provide me like how I can analyze the data. So they can provide me the details. So but here if I don't have an access, then I need to write a mail to my FinOps team saying that you provide me all the list of data where the services has been utilized. So they will collect all the data and they will provide it to me. Based upon that I will search it. So I feel that I found I got a report. In my report I see that there is a huge cost is involved in my S3 buckets. So maximum cost is involved in S3 buckets. Now I start filtering my S3 buckets. So before starting filtering and my S3 buckets, I want to analyze, like there are n number of S3 buckets in my organization, and I want to know that how many people are using these S3 buckets. So I want to validate it. So let us say that if there are some thousands of S3 buckets, and every bucket has a huge amount of data, and but users are not at all using the data from last 90 days. 90 days means from last 3 months. So let me take one more example. Like at the time of creation of application, the application team has created a bucket, and they have copied some around 50 GB of data into that S3 bucket. They have copied the same 50 GB data through the server, and the server is using running on a production base. Now the S3 bucket is not required. They have forgotten about this S3 bucket, but the S3 bucket cost is still uh, getting billed to our company. So what we need to do, we need to remove that S3 bucket. At that point we need to analyze that from how many days this S3 bucket is not used or not accessed. So this option also we can use unused access or internal access, or you can say external access. So if I say track period for 90 days, not for 90 days, I will use for only for last 10 days. I think hope uh, we have used S3 bucket 10-15 days back, right? So let me take 5 days from last 5 days. Okay. So current region I will mention that. So come to exclude AWS accounts. So I will not doing anything here. So I am using a current account. Okay. Say create analyzer. So now my analyzer has created. Now I need to manage an analyzer. Okay. So let us, I can create a archiving rule. Let's not create any archive rule right now. So let it scan and provide me the details. Based upon that, we can do it. Unused access. Tracking period is for 5 days. Go for unused access. Last scan now. Here it is an active unused access. Let me create another thing called as resource analyzer. Internal. Here you can see two options we have. One is called as SQL10X and entire organization. What do you mean by entire organization? So if any account which has been created your under your organization, will also be get managed. So here I have only one SQL10X. So I am using this only. So here I will add a resource for which I need to add a analyzer by using a selected account. All supported resource type are define a resource type. So here we have S3 bucket and express bucket and DB snapshot, cluster snapshot and DB table, and we have only these resource. We don't have resources called EC2 and all. It's not available. Only S3 bucket and database resources are available for accessing your analyzers. So I will be selecting again as S3 bucket, add resource. So create analyzer. See, you can see finding type unused role. I have not used a role. I have not used this role from a long time, from more than 3 days. So unused permission. I have not used, this user has not used this permission. Unused password. So password is not used. Unused role. So these are the roles and permissions which has been not used till now. So we can go and we can remove these users. Means these are the users, those who are not using any of the AWS services. We can directly go and we can remove the users from the bucket, sorry, from the IMA console. Okay. And like uh, for example, you want to find out another option like permissions for each and every users. We have provided some permissions. If you go for the users over here, so we have created multiple users long time back, and we have created some permissions to these users, saying that this user able to create EC2 instance and this user is not able to create S3 buckets, and like that we have created some permissions. So if I want to analyze what this user want to do, what this user can do, you will have one more option. AWS is providing an policy simulator. So by using an policy simulator, this is an URL. By using this URL, you can access to an policy simulator tool or policy simulator console. By using that, you can analyze what are the permissions are available for this user. I will be pasting this here in this chat. So just you can go through this side. So just access, open the new window and paste this side. Automatically it will connect to your AWS account. Yeah, here you can see number of users you have. So the users, those who are in this users groups and roles, you can also select the role, which role can perform, which task also can be analyzed here. Like if I select AWS service role backup, so if I select this, so what can be done here, say as backup. Okay, what are the actions? So if I select all, run the simulator. Now the simulator has been run on 106 actions, where 106 actions are denied. So why? Because this role, AWS backup link role policy for backups, AWS backup service link. So this is not impacting, like let me select one more user. Instead of role, for easy understanding is go for user and select user one. Okay, user one, we have Amazon access, EC2 full access. Okay, let me go here and say auto scaling. So auto scaling, and here how many actions we have? I will select all 6 actions. I will say run simulator. So I will clear the result, select all are selected. Now run the simulator. See, these users don't have an option for creating a scaling plan, deleting a scaling plan, describe a scaling plan. So these users don't have options for all the 6 actions are disabled for him. So go back and select some other user, say called as Rahim. So here he has an EC2 full access. Okay. Let me select the same auto scaling, clear the content, select all.
Permission.
He also don't have an access for any of the auto scaling groups. Let me see EC2. Let me say EC2 auto scaling. So he has an access to EC2. Now you can see multiple options you can find here. So I will be selecting all 65 actions. So there are different options: EC2 auto scaling and EC2 and normal auto scaling. Okay. So run the simulator. So 65 actions are selected. On 65 actions allowed actions, 0 actions are denied. Means why? Why? Because he has a EC2 full access. So that's the reason auto scaling group entire access he have. So he is allowed to do auto scaling, means detached instance, detached load balancer, detached traffic source. So everything he can perform. So all the actions he can perform on by using this role. So go back. Let me take another user called as user 2. There are no policies are attached. Clear content. Okay. Let us take EC2 and select all, run simulator. So everything is disabled. So he has 65 actions. All the 65 actions are disabled. So this is a very good tool or good web browser where you can use for your identification of your policies. What are the policies applicable, or what are the policies are not applicable? Everything you can find here. Okay. Clear? Any questions? Any queries? Okay, fine. So now inner IAM, if you can go down, you can see an option called IAM. You have one more option called as IAM Identity Center. Identity Center. This is another feature which right now means AWS has upgraded. So previously it was an SSO, single sign-on services. So that was used to for integration of your applications through your providing an access to your applications. So just click on this, a new window will be open. So it's a different console altogether. Okay. Here you can see some different options. So you can go here and you can click on users. There are Rahim, Salman, user 1, user 2. So once you click on IAM identity centers and go for users, here you don't have any user. So what is the difference between these IAM global and these IAM location wise? You can see here. So here when I select this IAM, it went to a global. So but when I launch this EC2, this console, it's still showing me as North Virginia. It's an region specific. First point. And second point is nothing but these users, the users what you are going to create in IAM Identity Center are a centralized users. So here, if you have created this user here, means this user is eligible or able to access only within this account. So he can able to manage only this account. So multiple accounts cannot be managed by this user. Why? Because this user is a part of this account, this AWS account, but he is not part of an organization. So if the IMA user if the user is created under, or if user has been created, our group has been created under the IMA Identity Center, then that user is eligible to access the entire services of your organization. Means if an organization has been added with multiple AWS account, like in our previous class we have gone through an organization, AWS organization. So here in which we have added our multiple so in this we have added our multiple AWS, sorry, so we have added multiple AWS accounts. Okay. So by using an add an AWS account here, by using an we have invited, and like we have created in policies, and that policies has been fetched to all the AWS accounts and all. So everything we did it. So if I create a user in this IMA Identity and Access Center, then the users can able to access all the resources in my organization. Okay. Here, if I go for the dashboard, we have one more option called as central management. So what is central management? Central management use a service control policies. So what is the service control policies? Service control policies are the policies which can be managed, which can be published using an through an IMA Identity Center. So you can define some policies on a particular accounts or a particular instances. So let me take one more option called as prevent account instances. So if I want to prevent an account instances, I want to prevent, if I want to create a SAP policies to create only on a particular location or particular region, so I will go for AWS dashboard here. In IMA console, AWS dashboard, here you can see my service control policies. Okay. So let me do one thing. I will go here, and here I can see service control policies. So these are defaultly a full AWS access. So this is a policy which it has been created for me. So edit in AWS organization. I need to edit in AWS organization. So go for policies. See service control policies. So by default it's in disable. If I want to enable this, so I will enable this, enable service control policy here. Okay. By default there is only one policy is created. I want to create another policy, saying as create another policy. Policy I think I need to create here. I want to deny to create any of the resources in US West 2. Okay, so this is a policy which I am creating it. Okay, block West 2. So create new service control policy. So blocking a West 2 region. Okay. No resource will be created in West. Okay. Here I need to specify the script. I need to provide a script or a statement. So I have a script ready. I will copy this. I am pasting here. So I am removing this. So I am blocking both the US West 1 and US West 2. Both the regions I am blocking. So say create a policy. Now customer managed policy has been created. No resources will be created in West 2. This is a description which I have provided. Okay. So I need to attach this policy. Where I need to attach? On Seco 10x. So these everything, like if you can go here, prevent account instances. So prevent account instances. I want to prevent an account instances. So the accounts means instances not need to be created by any member. Copy this. Here you can see attached to two entities. It has been attached. I am not attached to this policy is not attached. From here also you can do in organization service control policy also. From here you can attach the policy, or else you can also attach the policy from the default instance management, from centralized management also. From here you can also attach your policy. So here I am attaching one policy here that is called as service control policy. So I am attaching this. So attach a policy, fail to attach a policy. Okay, this is a root user, so that's the reason it's not allowing us. So if I create a multiple user in this account, then I can attach that policy to a particular multiple user account. So this is a management account, right? So that's the reason it's not allowing it. So if I have any other account, I have added it, then it will be allow me to attach this policy. Like this, you can create your service control policies, and you can control the policies. Resource control policies, we have a new feature in AWS. So what is this resource control policies? Again, it comes to an your I think I have not done that, but let me try. Go for policies. You have a resource control policies. That's what you want to control your resources. Okay. RCP. So RCP full AWS access. So you can create a policy for managing your resources. Okay. So you can control in the same way. You can control your resource. Like you can use this as a resource policy that saying you need to allow only T2.micro and T2.small. So these instance types are deny in your environment. So that is nothing but you can control your resources by using this. EC2 instance type. Okay. Create a policy. Policy type is not match. Edit the statement. EC2 run instance. Action EC2. Mistake here, I'm making mistake. Okay. So I think there is some issue in my code. So it's not taking it. Okay, like this, you can create your resource control policies. Okay. You can create a tag policies. You can create a tag policies. You can create a service control policies. You can control resource control policies and declarative policies for your EC2. So like that, you have multiple options for your policies, and these policies can be attached to your member organization, means to the other AWS accounts. Okay. And let's come again back to your dashboard here, and you can also set up your configuration for your MFA. So multi-factor authentication, you need to configure your multi-factor authentication from this console that is called as Identity and Access IMA Identity Center. Go for configure MFA. Here you can change your settings only when their sign in content changes. So for which type of users, the users those who are created uh, in this console. Let me create one user, saying an add user. I am making as Mohammed. Okay. So I'm confirming my email address. It's Mohammed Farooq, display name. Okay. Contact methods. So job details, address, everything is uh, by default. Okay. And I say next. So I need to add a user. So simple, the same option what you are going to do in your users, that the same option you are going to do here. But here say you can have a address preference. It's an optional. Everything is an optional. Okay. Add user. Now I have added a user. Okay. Muhammad. Okay. So general information is nothing but this is the information, user ID created, last updated, and all it's everything is fine. So not verified means I did not verified my see, user Muhammad was successfully added. The user will receive an email with the link up to set up your password. So uh, I can write an email. So you will get an email to your link. So let me see whether I got an email or not. Yes, I got an email that is called as no reply at the rate login. It's an invitation for me. So I will say accept my invitation. In our company, what we will do is like see, just 001, just 001 at the rate, okay, test 001 at the rate T caps. I will make it as T caps. Okay, everything is matched. I will use the same confirm password. Test 001 at the rate. Okay. Show me the password, test at the rate 001. Set new password. Is known to 1, 3. I will add one more thing. Folders 1, 2, 3. This is also known.
demo@2025. I think this uppercase is missing. Demo, everything is matched now. So I will be using this as a password.
This is only the password which we kept, right? Let us come here and see. In your user details, go for users again. Click on refresh. Yeah, I need to use my email ID for login. Okay. This account, no assigned account, no account has been assigned. So go and assign your account. So if I say Seco10x, so I am assigning this account to this user so that whenever the user login, well, before that, let me just, I want to try and log in. Okay. Provide password.
Why it is not accepting for me to log in? Not sure. View user details. Okay. Set up password as instruction. The link will be valid for 7 days. You can grant the user permissions to account or application so that they can access their sign AWS account and log application when they sign into AWS access control. I think it's not allowing me for login. I'm not sure why it's not allowing me for login. I will reset the password. Send an email to user with instruction for resetting password, generate a one-time password and share with the user. No, I will send an email for an user to instruct to reset a password. Okay. Yes. Reset the password. Username is Mohammed here. Okay. I'm keeping AWS demo. The rate 2025. There's demo at the rate 2025. AWS is cap demo at the rate 2025. Set new password. See, I got an register MFA device. By default, I got this option. So here also you can register your MFA device. MFA device here, nothing MFA device is available right now. So what you will get that option once the user is registered with MFA device. So and here I am creating an user. Why I have created this user? Because I want to demonstrate an application. So by adding an application to this user, let us see. Already installed my application, so on the same thing you can use it. So authentication code 792522. Assign MFA. Okay. Done. MFA is assigned. Asking me to provide MFA code. So you have navigated to access portal, but after your administrator give you access to application and web account, you can find them here. Means you have an access, you got an access, but you don't have an access to any of the application. Now I will go to the application. Here I don't have any assigned application over here. Okay. I am going for an application here. So these are some applications which has been managed by AWS or customer managed applications. Okay. So here I'm adding an application. It's a default application. One, I want to select an application from a catalog, or if I want to select an application, so I have an application I want to set up. So here this application type protocols, we have two types of protocols, auth 2.0 and SAML protocol. It's nothing but it's a trust sites. So here you can see single sign-on, assign users to earn groups, and trusted identity. So here I will go for SAML. Okay, say next. If you have any application, then you can create application manually type. So I don't have any application. Here you can see center management data. Download this. IAM Identity Center certificate. You download this also. So I will choose a file here. This is one application. It's a default custom application which I have created right now. Okay. So here, assign a users or a group. So I can assign this to my particular user. For users. Application. Still it is in configuration stage. See, it's not configured yet. Status is inactive. Let wait for some time. The managed application now. Yes, now it's an active. It's an active stage. Yeah. So here, set up an application, user and group assignment. We need to set up. Redirecting. First, I'm assigning this account to the user. So before assigning any of the permission, first I need to create a permission sets. So until and unless if I won't create a permission sets, I can't assign these permissions to the users. So here you can see the permission sets. Go for permission sets. You need to create one permission set. Create a permission set. It's predefined permission sets. We have a predefined permission sets and custom permission sets. So we are working on single sign-on right now. So we are using a single sign-on, like we have created an application, and that application we are using a same username and password. So the advantage of single sign-on is nothing but one password for all the applications. So here you can see they have a multiple options. So AWS Management Console, Administrator Access, so billing, database, data scientist, network administrator, so security audience and system administrator and view only access. So in my previous permission sets, I have created one demo AWS admin console access. I will be deleting this. create permission sets. AWS Management Console Administrator Access. Say next. Here, changing some name, demo. Session duration, I can select session duration for 8 hours. Say next. Great. Now come to users. Go for users. I need to assign an AWS account to this user. AWS account. Assign an account. On SQL 10x. I am selecting a permission sets here. So AWS Management Console access. So no customer managed policy, inline policy, nothing is there. Just assigning a policy to this AWS account. Let me take from catalog and let me try. It should come on. Sure, why it is not allowing me to provide an access. But let us see once. Let me refresh this and let me see whether he got a console access or not. I got a console access. Like this, if I have a multiple accounts now, see here, demo AWS Management Console. This is a policy set which we have created and access key.
So access key to your multiple accounts. So if I have a multiple accounts, this is a URL which we'll be using in our company. If I have any applications associated, then then my applications will be reflecting here. I am not sure why the access of application is not allowing me to add. Here we can have multiple AWS accounts. Like currently, I have provided access only to the C-code and if you can expand here, you can see this is a policy. So like that, you can create a custom policy. Like if I want to create a custom policy for managing only billing, means if a billing administrator can only get a billing access, like yes, he will get a console access, but the policy is defined as a billing for him. I'll do one more thing. I will create that we can do it. So in your lab, once you are trying to do in your lab, just try to do it by creating a different types of access. Access key, there are multiple ways from which you can access. So you can have an IMA access directly. You can start here and you will be accessing to your region and set your environment variables, which you need to set your environment variables. So paste the following text in the command prompt and set the AWS environment variables and add a profile to AWS credential files. So these all things you need to do. But once you go in a real-time scenario, no, this option is not available. Access key. Why? Because this is linked with your single sign-on. This will be linked with your single sign-on, so that this option will not be available for you. So here you will get your login credentials. Once you log in, automatically you will get this portal and you will be accessing this multiple accounts in your console. In my company, we have here 65 accounts. So 65 AWS accounts, and we have like this C-code like that. You have multiple accounts come one by one. So based upon like we used to log into this C-code app. C-code So this is your access key and this is your secret key. By using that, you can log into your AWS console. Okay. We have left with one more thing that is called as KMS management. So key management. Key management service. So what is this key management service? So these key management services is mostly used for encrypted data. So if you want to transfer the data, once your data is getting location to another location, from one area to another area, and the data need to be get encrypted. So we will be using as a key, create a key for your encrypted format. So AWS KMS helps you credentially manage and secure storage your keys. So you can generate your keys, means multiple keys you can generate, and that is nothing but an AWS KMS to be encrypted or decrypted. So other AWS services can be used. Your keys, means other services can encrypt and decrypt, then only they will allow you to access. What is a key? Key is nothing but to access your services or access your resources. We are using is encrypted key, so that key will be in a form of encrypted format. When the resources want to access, then at that point these encrypted keys need to be allowed. So we can create multiple encrypted keys, saying as encrypt and decrypt. So generate, so via Mac, so use this key only to generate and verify hash based message authentication, that is called as so message coding. So I will be using a simple key right now. Okay, I am displaying some name demo.
So here I need to specify the permissions. So to whom I need to give this key, to the users or to the roles. You can specify the roles which we can give this key. So or I can give this key to the user 1 or user 2. This is related to this particular account. So let me take as user 1. So next. So who are the key users? The same, the user 1. So this is an editable policy where we can create. So you can see KMS actions, what can be performed is nothing but create, describe, enable, list, put, update, revoke, disable, get, delete, or schedule key based deletions. So everything can be done by particular user who is called as your user, which is called as action encrypt, decrypt, and re-encrypt, and generate a data key and describe keys. So these everything permissions we are providing to the particular user. This is your key ID. So let me show you where these keys will be get used. I am using my one of the S3 bucket for permissions. Default encryption, edit here. Server side encrypted with AWS Key Management Services. Here you can select any of the, choose the key from KMS. See, this is the key which we have created just now. So which is called as name called as demo. So we can select this key for your authentication purpose. So choose from your AWS KMS keys. So this is my AWS KMS key management. So KMS key management, from this, this keys has been selected. Save. So what is the advantage of this key is nothing but, so once the next time when the user from a public trying to access, he need to get an authentication. So that is called as key need to be encrypted. Only this we have assigned that, we have assigned this key to a particular user, right? So we have not created any role, and we have assigned this key to a particular user. Let me see, let me show you which user, right? So here the key administrator is a user 1 who can manage everything, permissions to a particular key. So this user is allowed now to administrate your all the key related users also to access this key by going and add a users. So multiple users can be added, and that users are only a part of this AWS account. Okay. So if you want to organize through an organization, then you need to create a policy in your organization block here by saying as full AWS access, like here service control policy we have created it. So in the same fashion, we need to create a policy over here. Service control policy. Create a policy. So you need to edit the code and you need to create some control policy. This policy is applicable for your entire organization. Okay. Is it clear? So I think we have covered most of the topics, and if I missed anyone, so I will check it again. So if I missed anyone, so we will continue in our like I have missed some security concept that we will discuss during our Azure security. When I was discussing about an Azure security, at that point I will be discussing about an AWS security also. Why? Because I want to link. Why I missed this? Because I want to link the AWS as well as Azure in a single platform. Generate of a code is nothing but it's directly you can click on quick scan, then it will be get your code will be get generated. Wahid. Is nothing but you need to install the app on your mobile phone. That is nothing but Google Authenticator app. You need to install on your Google Authenticator. Then from there you need to configure it. Okay. Any queries? So that we will end up the session. And tomorrow we have an session at 11 o'clock for Azure. You can also join that link. Link will be get shared. You can also join the link for tomorrow webinar. Yes, Mohammed.
Sir, the more we were heading towards the advanced topics, the more confidence I'm losing in. I don't know, but right from the day one, I'm just very serious about the course. But and going to the console, there are a lot of services which offered by AWS. And I was just comparing our training course along with the job profiles which are normally available on the LinkedIn or job portals and all, just to
Yes.
just to keep myself updated. But then because it is not possible to have a complete access or a complete master over all the services until unless somebody holds our hand and get into the job prospect, it's very difficult to learn about. I mean, it's because it's ocean, sir. I mean, with the subject itself is a very
Yeah, it's not an ocean. Even called as it's an what you can part like we have only 1/3 is earth and remaining 3% is water, right? So entire water is your AWS. You are sitting on earth.
yeah. That is what I mean. That is what I mean. Just a bit confused. It is not so easy that it's not a
Yes,
cakewalk.
that's what. Like, see, if you can think little bit, every ocean has divided into multiple parts. Like we can call it as a boundaries, right? In this AWS also, you are not going to perform all the tasks. You are not going to perform all the services. So as an operational manager, you should have an idea of these topics, but you are not going to perform. That's what I said. So the reason for explaining an organization and organization related policies, this is not you are going to manage it. So this is going to be managed by an policy administrator. There is a that is called as IAM administrator. So you are not an IAM administrator. So just I want you to understand why how the policies are fetching into your
AWS account and how you are going to manage it. That's only the thing what I want to show you. You are only the person who can create the policy, but that too based upon the approval of an IAM. So in some companies, you are not at all authorized to create a policy also. So you need to write an email, or you need to specify to your email to the IAM administrator saying that I need to configure these services, and these policies or these roles are required. So please allow me these roles to this account. At that point, that IMA administrator will allow the role to your account. So you are not authorized to log in and here. Why? Because we have created a small account, free trial account where we have an access to all the services of AWS. That's the reason why we are digging into all the services. But when you go to the real time scenario, you are not authorized to do all the services. You are only authorized to perform some administrative tasks. That is nothing but EC2 instance creating, managing, and collecting the logs, and logging to the EC2 instance and troubleshoot the EC2 instance if there is an issue. And if there is an issue, you need to troubleshoot the load balancer. Or if there is an issue, you need to add your what you can say, your volume. You need to take the snapshot, you need to restore the volume from, restore the snapshot from, restore the EC2 instance from the snapshot, or restore the or you need to manage some patches, or how you need to see how the SSM is getting connected, whether your EC2 instance is getting fetched in your SSM console or not. So these are the few things what you will learn. You are going to work on that, but you are not going to work on all the topics which have uh, discussed, right? From these today and yesterday. So I have discussed about still SSM. You are good till today's topic. You are not, means you are not going to manage this. Why? Because you, for your understanding purpose, I done that. So this is, everything will be done on a high level basis. That is called as your architectures will create all these things, and they will take care this the load. So once it comes down to you, it's not your load. Just I explain you to get it understand. That's it, not more than that.
Yeah, I'm not talking about this today's class, sir. I'm just in general, like there are many topic services and all which are there in with the AWS. Until unless somebody just, as I told earlier, that somebody holds our hand and get into the job. I mean, we will not get into the. I mean, will not get the real scenario until unless we get a practical
That's
hand
what
on it.
I was telling Mohammed from the day one. So you need to do as much as lab is possible. So I am showing you only a one scenario, but there are multiple scenarios with the same session, with the same service. So you need to. That's what. Yeah, that's what I was telling from a class day one, that you need to dig into that. Say if I say about S3, and I told you about bucketing, and I told you about versioning, I told you about copying the data from one region to another region, from one bucket to another bucket. So there are some more things which you need to dig into that, and you need to create some policies, and you need to test it. So everything is provided in your help window. From there you can collect, and you can execute it. So it's not like that only the thing what I showed, that is only coming into your real scenario. There are so many things which are coming into a real scenario, but these are nothing but, it's an entrance part for where you need to understand. This is nothing but the course is nothing but to give you the high level understanding about what is the process and how it works. So
Okay.
by understanding this, you need to dig more into that, and you need to learn some more things, right?
Right. I mean, I understand that, and I'm also doing for that parallelly, like getting some more details of the subjects and all. But
Yes, yes.
who will hire us? I mean, because we are just, I mean, we are like a layman to this field now. Who will going to hire us on the current basis? Even if I go and dig all the subjects details and all, but who's, until unless if I get some referral, something somebody knows, like if you're working with some company, for instance, for example, you're already there with some company and you feel that there is a role for me, and you got you place an offer for me, and then I just, without looking for the package and all, I just got into the job. Uh,
That's what I think Mr.
such a
Alimuddin sir
position,
is working on this part as well. So
yeah.
Alimuddin sir is already working on the placements part. So
Very
I
good, sir.
think he's
Very good.
available or not, I don't know, but so I will have an word with him tomorrow. So already we know that to put you into the job, we also need some third party also, that he can place your resume in the company and he can
Very,
schedule an interview for you. Okay.
yeah, that will
So
be
that's,
fine.
I think, yeah, that is what I think Alimuddin sir is already working on this part. So I
Okay.
think he has a good good answer for this question to you. So I think sir is not available right now. If he's once back, then you can discuss this with the sir once. Okay.
I'll discuss this because I'm very serious for this thing because I want to make a career in that and looking to do anything, whatever is possible on the way. It's not
Yeah,
just.
yeah.
I know that the class, whatever he's been taking, it just 2 hours will not help me to crack a job until unless I put up more efforts on that.
That's right. That's right. That's right,
Meeting too
Mohammed.
many ends. Even
Yeah, so that's what from the day one itself I am saying that you need to put a lot of efforts in AWS, so to understand the things so somebody says that I somebody asked me some questions like saying learning of 2 months of course, like uh, uh, it only 2 hours of class and 2 months of course, it's not sufficient.
it's
So
not
you
sufficient.
need, yeah,
At least
it's
at least
not
it
at
will
all
take six
sufficient, it's
months.
not at all sufficient. So you need to dig, like, just it's a brief overview and brief high level understanding where you will understand about the services and the roles and the task what the services will do and how the services works. So that's what you will understand over here. But once you jump into the real scenario, so the scenario is completely different, little bit different. Like, you will utilize this training, but you are going to learn so many few new things, like what in a real time which you are like. Why I was telling this, because every company has this own environment. So environment to environment, there are some changes between environment to environment. So I cannot explain you my entire environment to you. Why? Because there may be the same environment in your company, or there may be some different environment. But to understand the environment, you need to understand about the concept first. So if you have understand about the concept, then definitely it will take some time to understand. Within 1 or 2 months you can understand the environment. So once you are done with an environment understanding, then you can start playing. Okay, that's what our concept is. Okay.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Right, sir.
Okay.
Even I was just going for the certification. Certification itself, they said that at least you should have 2 years of hands-on experience, practical experience to go for a certification. I was just
Right, right, right.
right, sir. I want your help in that because I'm very serious and I just want to look for some
Definitely,
opportunities.
definitely, definitely, Wahid. I will help you in this.
You
So
let me know
definitely
whatever.
we will.
Yeah, you let me know whatever the other tasks I need to perform it. I'll do it in my free time so that I should make myself prepare for the next round of, you know, more
Yeah, so
interviews.
for every task there so for everything, every services which I have discussed about you, it's everything has like my AWS has its own document. So if you can see here, like I will show you one concept. Let me share my screen again.
I've
Okay.
gone through that, sir. I've gone through that.
Yeah, yeah. So every document has just go through the documents so that you will have step by step understanding, so that you can do that. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Right, sir. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
thanks. Thanks, Vahid. Thanks, bye.